Well, we're picking up our boarding pass to head back for Texas. I'll be there this weekend and Monday. And then I've got to be headed back towards D.C. on Tuesday for a big week next week. This week, we started off with a relatively early morning press conference at Fort Hood, announcing that we had gotten the language for the awarding of the medals to our wounded and killed at the Hassan shooting at Fort Hood, which was good news, and we're looking forward to the Senate also passing the defense authorization bill, and we think that there's every good chance this year we're going to get what we've been after for 5.5 years. So it was a good press conference. I want to thank Bill Flores for being there, the representative from up north of us, and also we had a special guest, Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, retired, former member from Florida, and frequent Fox News appearances. He's a good guy. He came in and said great things. We were really pleased to have him. Today, this week, we're focusing on the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act. The Fort Hood victims, of course, as I said, are in there. But also, this is the funds that fund our military, Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. The Coast Guard is funded through my bill, the appropriations bill, and through Mr. McCall's authorization bill as a separate bill. But the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines, and Department of Defense, all funded through the NDAA, and so we have it's a big bill. It's authorized to spend, and then the defense appropriations, where I serve, will actually provide the money for what has been requested in the NDAA. All of this is to make sure that we still have and we continue to have the best fighting force on the face of the earth. And there are challenges to that force this year, and we all know it. This year is going to be okay. Next year we look at sequester again, and we, quite honestly, any really patriotic, true, hardworking American ought to be concerned about the defense of our country more than anything, because that's the real job of the federal government, practically the only one that is absolutely made clear in the Constitution. So all the rest of it they somehow manufactured on the peripheries of our Constitution. So defense is number one priority. It should be for everybody. So let's think about that as we send our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, and our Coast Guard out in harm's way. We got to take care of them. That's our duty and responsibility. By the way, we got a lot of Texas help on this Fort Hood bill. Representative Conway, he went up in a fight for us. Thornberry, who's going to be the next chairman, stood up for us. From California, Buck McKeon, the chairman of the committee, stood for us. We got a lot of support. Both of our senators are supporting this bill, and we're getting a lot of support in the Senate. We passed a bill called H.R. 4031, Veterans Affairs Accountability Act, which we'll see how it does in the Senate. I'm a little skeptical, to be honest with you, but it does what needs to be done. It should have been done about 40 years ago. One of the things you're going to find out, and you've heard me talk about this, the closest thing, as Ronald Reagan said, the closest thing to eternal life on this earth is a federal program. Well, it's also a federal agency, and most of these federal agencies, whether you be civil service or whether you have an employment contract, it's all under a union program, and it's next to impossible to fire a deadbeat employee in the federal government. The wrong way to run your business, but that's the way it's run up here. One of the things we could do to actually fix the American economy and the American business, in my personal opinion, is those people who are doing a good job, reward them. Those people who are doing a lousy job, fire them. This bill gives the authority to the head of the VA to fire people, which, quite honestly, he doesn't have right now. This is long overdue. I doubt very seriously with the Democrats controlling the Senate and with the union support that they have, that they'll be able to get it out of the Senate. But we can remain hopeful that for once people will do something that's more important for some of the most important people in America, our veterans, than for union contracts. But I'm not going to get off on that road. This is too short. It's too short a time this day. We'll talk about that some other day. So let's hope that Accountability Act gets passed by the Senate and then the president doesn't veto it, and some heads can roll for some of this, what looks like some pretty evil things that they've been doing at the VA. And we're going to continue to look into that, and more is going to surface. And I've got my eye on the folks in our district. I talked to them, and they told me they had no such list. But I see their picture coming up, their little location coming up on some maps on television these days, and sure hope they didn't lie to me. Well, listen, thank you. We'll see you at home. God bless you.